have my ice water with a half a lime squeezed in, and I need to go to Pilates real soon, so I'm gonna hydrate and chat. Go grab whatever you'd like to have with you, and let's just chat for a little bit. There's been, you know, there've been several things that I've been doing and stuff that's been happening and things I haven't really mentioned, some bits and pieces of information. So I thought, you know what, let's just jump on. So let's see. First of all, I've made several trips back home to my hometown to visit my parents, and I haven't filmed any of that or really mentioned it much. My dad just turned 89. And so we went to visit him, you know, around his birthday time. The whole family, including Gracie, we just sort of take over their whole house, and it's just a whole lot of fun. So we did that. The weather didn't cooperate too much with us, but that was in March, and we had a blast. So that was really good, and I'm going to be visiting them again really soon, so that'll be fun. And I may or may not do some videoing. I don't even know. Is videoing a word? I don't know about that either. Let's see, that was in March. Also in March, I went to the, it was a celebrity poker tournament thing that then the person goes on, you know, the winner goes on to the World Championship of Poker in Vegas. And there was one in my hometown. So I went there and with some friends of mine, which was wonderful. We all attended and had a good time. It was kind of a last minute thing. I thought I'd just throw something on and go. Here are some pictures. The celebrity involved was my neighbor, Donnie, and Jenny Wahlberg, you know, Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg. They live just right down the street from me in my neighborhood, which is really cool. And I totally want to support them. They're the nicest people ever. Seriously, very, very nice people. So got to chit chat with them a little bit. That was really fun. And the best part is that my friend's husband was in it, and he got second place and got to go. So he's getting to be in the celebrity world, what is it called? The World Series of Poker tournament in Vegas. He's going to be a part of that. So it was so fun to watch the whole thing. I know nothing about poker. I've never played in my life. I really don't even understand it, but it was just such a really intense thing with all the tables of people kind of, you know, they whittle it down to the winners until you're at the final table at the end with all these lights and this lighted floor. It was the coolest thing. So we had an absolute blast, and I'm so happy for my friend and her husband. So really fun. That was a great time. That was also in March. Then April, I guess the big thing was going to Tahiti, which was really great. And that was sort of a, I don't want to say a last minute, but usually that's something that you'd plan for a long, long time. But we really kind of decided to go like about 7 or 8 weeks before it happened. It was real soon after we got back from California when we went to Big Sur and all that. And my husband just texted me one day that he found some, you know, inexpensive flights and let's just go. So we're like, heck yeah. And it was going to originally just be he and I, and then the girls heard about it and they're like, we want to go too. So we all decided to go as a big family, and it was a blast. And you may or may not have seen my videos on that, but what you didn't see, and I didn't mention it and I didn't show it, of course, was the last day of the trip. Thank goodness it was the last day, because we'd pretty much done everything we wanted to do, and that was a day of hanging out at the resort, going to the pool, going to the beach, doing some, you know, kayaking and things like that. So there was nothing we really missed, and they all continued to do it. But I got so sick. I'm talking so sick. Like, I don't remember being this sick only one other time in my life, and I was so sick at that point in time that I passed out on the bathroom floor. My husband found me and had to call the ambulance, and they had to rehydrate me at the hospital. That kind of sick, you know. Bad. So yeah, it was the last day. I'd had breakfast on Monday. By 3 p.m. I'm like, I'm going back to the room, guys. I don't feel well. We were on the beach. And I went back to the room, and they came later and found me on the floor of the bathroom ill. I was like shaking and sweating and freezing. And I mean, it was coming out of every end. Awful, awful. So anyway, that lasted. I survived the night. But the funny part is that, I mean, it's not funny. I can laugh about it now. But at the time, my husband is Googling like crazy, like in the middle of the night, just trying to keep me alive and Googling stuff. And I'm trying to sip any water at all. I couldn't keep anything down. But I was trying so hard not to dehydrate. We had to leave the next morning. We were supposed to get on a plane the next day, right? Actually, it wasn't the morning. It was the afternoon of the next day. But anyway, he's trying to, you know, keep me alive and hydrated, and he's Googling stuff. And he found out that there's some sort of a fish poisoning thing that, you know, if you eat the wrong fish or whatever there, that some have poisoning issues or something. And but he found out that if you have this, you can get neurological issues. So here I am, laying on the bathroom floor, wanting to just, you know, climb out of my own skin. I just couldn't take it anymore. It was so awful. I wanted to like roll myself into the lagoon to end my own misery, right? And here's my husband asking me to count down from back from 10 to 1 to check my neurological brain cells. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, you know? I'm dying here, leave me alone. But I survived the night, very good. Had to get through the rest of the next day, and I didn't eat anything. I mean, I was still having problems, right? But I was not on the floor shaking and crying. So I was still having problems, but I made it, and there's no way I was gonna get on a plane that late that afternoon with food in me. So I'm just a no. So didn't eat anything that whole second day. So breakfast the day before was the last food I'd had. Got on the plane Tuesday evening, and didn't get back till like really late Wednesday night. And finally, I mean, the last food I had was Monday morning. Wednesday night, I finally tried a banana and some actual, like a few gulps of water rather than just tiny little sips. And it didn't go very well, but I could tell I was a little bit on the mend. So seriously, I was like foodless for days. It was bad. It was really bad. And I thought maybe it was the water, because they tell you be very careful not to drink or even eat any vegetables that are washed in the local water. It's fine if you're local, but if you haven't been brought up with those, you know, microbes or whatever in your system, it's going to be a problem. Well, I thought that might have been what it was. I thought maybe my third cup of coffee in the morning at breakfast, which no one else had the third cup, maybe that was made with local water. I don't know. Get home and thinking, well, that must have been what it was. Well, then Friday after work, Callan came home from work, and it started with her. So she had the same thing. She thought she was gonna die. At least I'd been through it, and I promised her she wasn't, because you seriously think you are. I mean, it was close to like being in labor. I mean, bad. So she had it too. So since she had it too, we think it must have been some sort of a virus or stomach bug or something that I picked up somewhere and gave to my daughter. Wasn't that nice of me? So yeah, that happened. So I'm on the mend from that completely. I'm completely cured. So is she. Everything's fine. We all lived. The others didn't have it. So yeah, that happened, which I hadn't explained or told anybody about. So I just, you know, you need to know, you know, yeah, I don't know, right? So yeah, there was that. Let's see. Okay, the bathroom project. It's almost complete. My husband had to order the doors that we chose. We went back and forth on these doors, the shower doors. Finally decided, and of course they needed to be ordered. So they were ordered, and then he's sort of moved on to other things and been doing a whole lot of work, and he's currently out of town. He drove to the East Coast. He's a beta tester for Tesla. So basically what that means is Tesla sends downloads to his car whenever there's something new, and he tests it out and tries it and then reports back to them about, you know, how it worked or what, you know, he would suggest or whatever. So he had some business on the East Coast, and so he drove. He could have flown, but he decided not to. He wanted to test some new software in the car. So he took off, which is a little frightening, because seriously, some of this stuff is like, you know, you're flying down the highway at 80 miles an hour, going around a curve and going off on an off ramp, you know, exit thing, without even touching the wheel. I'm like, so he doesn't do this with me in the car very often, thank goodness. And I just, you know, had to say a prayer and give him a hug and a kiss and send him off on his merry way. I mean, he's careful. He can quickly grab the wheel if something goes wrong. You know what I mean? But it's still a little frightening. So he took off to the East Coast. He went from here, right outside Chicago, to New Jersey in one day. Had business meetings the next day. Then he took it over to Rhode Island, had business meetings, and now he's visiting his parents who live outside DC. So yeah, he's been out and about and away. So that's kind of interesting, and I'm, you know, keep hearing from him that he's still alive and doing well, so that's good. But it's very exciting and fun for him to be able to do that, because he loves to drive, and, you know, it's not as fatiguing in that kind of a car too, because, you know, it's doing a whole lot of thinking for you. I know that's kind of scary. It bothers me a little too, thinking that, you know, he's not paying close attention, but he really is. I mean, I've witnessed this. He's good at it. So anyway, there's that. Oh, something a lot of people have been asking me about too is Gracie. Yes, I am so excited to have that little munchkin back with me for now. I know it's not going to probably last very long, but for now she's back here. Of course, I love having my daughter here too. You know, she's nearby. So good stuff, good stuff. So I get to be with my Grace. I love that little girl. She is just perfection. She is so smart. I can't even. She just knows stuff, you know? Any of you with doggies, you know this stuff. They're amazing. I had a dog growing up, and I haven't had a dog since. You know, he had to be put down when I was in college. So, but he was like the dog of, you know, my childhood, and loved him. And just even talk about it now makes me want to cry. But yeah, we have had massive allergies in our family to dogs, and so that's why Gracie's a multi-poo, because with all the research and stuff, my daughter found out that multi-poos are fabulous for, you know, non-allergenic, or, you know, whatever. They're not completely non-allergenic, but anything mixed with a poodle generally is. Really good bet if you have allergies. And she found out that multi-poos don't bother her at all, so that's why she was searching for that. That's why we can't do a rescue, unfortunately, because we will, all of us just, you know, totally clog up. And it's unfortunate because I love dogs of every kind, but can't live with them unless they're more non-allergenic. So she's back. Everything is fantastic. We love her to pieces. She's such a part of the family. I don't know what we ever did without her. And I haven't shown any videos or pictures of her in a long time, so here you go. Isn't she a doll baby? Love that girl, love her. And thank you for all of your kind, sweet words whenever Gracie comes on too, because she would love you to pieces too, absolutely. She has never met a stranger. She loves all animals, all people, it's all good. Anyway, I don't think there's much else to say. I just wanted to share with you a few of those silly little things, and I appreciate the fact that you joined me today. I love it. It's like you just popped over, rang the doorbell, and came on in, and I like that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for always being so sweet, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye.